On a quiet morning in March 2020, police responded to what seemed like a routine welfare check in a Nashville suburb. What they found was anything but routine, a scene that would send shockwaves through the community. Holly Williams and her estranged partner, Bill Lanvey, were discovered brutally murdered inside a parked vehicle near a construction site. There were no witnesses, no signs of a struggle, and few immediate clues. But as investigators peeled back the layers of their lives, a chilling story emerged, one involving a wealthy businessman, hired hitmen, and secrets powerful enough to destroy lives. How did a romance filled with promise end in a nightmare? And who was truly pulling the strings behind this deadly plot? Holly Williams was a vibrant 33-year-old known for her beauty, charm, and lively personality. She lived in Tennessee, surrounded by friends who admired her spirited nature. Despite her seemingly carefree lifestyle, Holly had ambitions and dreams that extended far beyond her small circle. Bill Lanvey, a businessman with strong ties to Nashville. Their relationship was unconventional and at times complicated. Friends described it as intense but riddled with ups and downs, the kind of connection that seemed destined for drama. At first glance, it seemed like a typical romance, but beneath the surface, hidden secrets were quietly festering. The involvement of powerful figures, tangled financial interests, and betrayal were things neither Holly nor Bill could have fully anticipated. When news of their tragic deaths broke, the community was stunned. How could two seemingly ordinary lives intersect with such violence? Social media and news outlets buzzed with theories. Was it a crime of passion, a random act of violence, or something far more sinister that would unravel under intense investigation? In the days leading up to her death, Holly Williams seemed unaware of the danger closing in around her. She maintained her regular routines, often seen laughing with friends and going about her daily life. But behind that smile, things were far from normal. Unbeknownst to most, tensions were brewing with Bill Lanvey, a businessman whose connections ran deep and whose secrets were worth killing for. On the morning of her final day, Holly's phone records revealed a series of cryptic messages. Friends later recalled that she appeared distracted, even nervous. Was she already sensing that something was terribly wrong? Law enforcement would later piece together a timeline that painted a chilling picture of manipulation, deceit, and betrayal. The turning point came with a report of a crash. Holly's vehicle was found wrecked on a remote stretch of road. At first, it seemed like a simple accident, but a closer examination raised more questions than answers. There were no skid marks, no sign of a struggle at the scene, just a crashed car and an eerie silence that would haunt investigators for months. Witnesses recalled seeing a dark SUV near the crash site, but no definitive leads came from that tip. As days turned into weeks, law enforcement scoured security footage and analyzed digital evidence. Conflicting testimonies and red herrings slowed progress. But one thing was becoming clear. This was no ordinary accident. Detectives faced mounting pressure to crack the case, sifting through a maze of potential suspects. Bill Lanvey, Holly's former lover, was soon thrust into the spotlight. His connections to a wealthy businessman with a reputation for questionable dealings made him a key figure in the investigation. But Bill wouldn't live to see the full fallout of the investigation. Found dead under mysterious circumstances, his fate only deepened the mystery. Investigators now had to untangle a web of financial entanglements, hired assassins, and calculated moves that led to Holly's tragic end. Despite the challenges, law enforcement persisted, guided by fragments of evidence, a text message here, a piece of forensic data there. What they eventually uncovered would shock even the most seasoned detectives, revealing a plot so intricate and dark it defied comprehension. After months of dead-end leads and cryptic evidence, investigators finally stumbled upon a shocking connection that changed everything. A wealthy businessman, known for his pristine public image and powerful influence, emerged as the sinister mastermind behind the tragedy. But why? And how far had he gone to hide his secrets? The breakthrough came with a payment trail, a significant transaction to two men with criminal records. These weren't just hired hands. They were professional hitmen with histories of involvement in high-profile crimes. One of them had reportedly been spotted near Holly Williams' crash site just hours before her disappearance. During police interrogations, one assassin cracked under pressure, revealing damning details of the plot. It wasn't just about Holly and Bill Lanvey. This conspiracy stretched far beyond an affair. It was about protecting business dealings that, if exposed, could ruin reputations and cost millions. The assassins described chilling meetings in secluded locations where they were given instructions to erase the problem. Holly had become a loose end in a web of power, money, and deception. Despite their efforts to cover their tracks, greed and arrogance had left behind enough evidence for investigators to piece together the twisted puzzle. As interrogations continued, the businessman remained calm, confident that his wealth and connections would shield him. But each revelation chipped away at his defense. Phone records, surveillance footage, and forensic analysis painted a damning picture. In a stunning courtroom twist, the businessman's calm facade finally shattered when confronted with audio recordings implicating him directly in planning the murder. The room fell silent as jurors absorbed the gravity of the revelations. What had once seemed like a tragic accident was now revealed as a calculated execution, a chilling reminder of the lengths some will go to protect their secrets. The aftermath of Holly Williams' murder left a community in shock, forever changed by the brutality of the crime. Friends, family, and even strangers who had followed her story were left grappling with the realization that a life so full of potential had been so violently snatched away. How could a woman who had so much promise, who seemed to be loved by everyone, become the victim of such a gruesome fate? Her family, especially her parents, were left heartbroken and consumed by grief. The trial had been nothing short of harrowing as the dark truths of their daughter's life and her final moments came to light. They struggled with the unbearable knowledge that Holly had been betrayed by those she trusted, even those closest to her. The pain of losing a daughter was compounded by the betrayal of those who had schemed to end her life. As the case unfolded, a wave of speculation gripped the public. What had truly been the motive behind such a heinous act? Some believed it had been entirely about greed. Wealthy businessman A's financial empire was at risk, and Holly had become an obstacle he could no longer ignore. Others thought there was a darker, more personal angle to the crime, suggesting that Holly's connection with Bill Lanvey had gone deeper than anyone had realized. Was she more than just an affair? But there were lingering questions that even the most experienced detectives couldn't answer. Why had Holly been so unaware of the danger surrounding her? Why did it take so long for investigators to uncover the truth? Could her death have been prevented if more had been done sooner? And then there were the haunting what-ifs. What if Bill Lanvey had never crossed paths with Holly? What if she had never gotten involved with the businessman in the first place? Could she still be alive today? The community would never forget Holly Williams, nor would they forget the complex web of secrets, greed, and betrayal that led to her untimely death. Some believed justice had been served, while others wondered if the full truth had ever been uncovered. One thing was certain: the haunting specter of Holly's murder would continue to linger long after the trial ended. It left behind a trail of unanswered questions, a reminder that even the most perfect facades can hide the darkest of truths. The trial may have ended, but the questions about Holly Williams' death will never truly be laid to rest. Was justice served, or does the true story still remain buried beneath layers of betrayal and corruption? Were the real motives uncovered, or were there darker forces at play that we'll never fully understand? What do you think really happened to Holly Williams? Was this tragedy inevitable, or could it have been prevented? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe for more chilling true